So it was a weird game tonight at PPG Paints Arena, and there's no other way to put it. For the first 30, 35 minutes of the hockey game, the Pittsburgh Penguins absolutely dominated the New York Islanders. Scoring chances, shots, puck possession, zone time, you name it, the Penguins had it. Unfortunately, what they didn't have was goals on the scoreboard. They got a couple late in the first period to tie the game at 2. But that was as close as they ever got, as the New York Islanders just were as scrappy and as opportunistic as they have ever been. You know, just Barry Trotz, the Islanders' new head coach, he did that with the Washington Capitals as well. It was never about shot volume in Washington with Trotz. It was about shot quality. The Islanders certainly made good on that on Tuesday night. Very few shots. In fact, their third goal was their first shot of the second period at 9:32 of the period. Then they scored on 3 of their next 4 shots. After they had 10 shots, they had 5 goals. Matt Cullen. You can also check out that video both on our YouTube channel, and if you're a PHN Extra subscriber, we have a full write-up on the media scrum with Cullen. Pittsburgh Hockey Now, and this reporter got to ask Cullen a couple of questions about what it was like tonight, because it really was an interesting game where the Penguins dominated. And Cullen said that the Penguins were frustrated. They got impatient. They got away from their game. They were trying to make the perfect play, paraphrasing him a little bit. But that's where we're at this point. Now, the nice thing is, it was the first game back from a road trip, and those are typically fraught with peril, or if something bad's going to happen, it's your first game back. And despite it all, the Penguins really did, as Mike Sullivan put it, play hard, a lot of energy. They brought it. They just had some bad luck and some bad line changes in that first period. Maybe they were trying to do a little too much to energize the city and to really put on an A1 first-class performance. Let's get into a couple issues, or not issues, but a couple things I want to talk about. And we'll do more on the Penguins live chat, which will be Wednesday at noon. Dominik Simon. How can you not like the game he played alongside Sidney Crosby? He set up Sid for, in fact, got himself a goal when in his turning pass, which was intended for Jake Gensel on the doorstep, deflected off some skates into the back of the net. Simon, as a rookie, has been inconsistent. He hasn't always played great. He was part of that shortened bench. He and Daniel Sprong watching a couple of the games before the road trip. But you can see there's a certain chemistry that he has with Crosby. Liken him a little bit to a Pascal Dupuis, a guy who's just going to chase the puck, although I think Simon has a bit more offensive creativity than Duper did. There's something there with that line, as if Simon can continue to grow and add layers to his game and stay at the level that he played at tonight, or at least a competent defensive level with fearless offensive instincts, Simon is really an asset to the Penguins. Now, the other guy, the other member of the shortened bench club, Daniel Sprong, he also first half of the game. Sprong, especially in the first period, I thought made himself known. He was determined to shoot the puck. You can check out the quick interview, the quick media scrum Daniel Sprong had on Tuesday morning, also on Pittsburgh Sports Live. He was going to shoot the puck on Tuesday night, come hell or high water. The one thing, he looked like he graduated to an American Hockey League guy trying to crack into the NHL. And I don't mean that flippantly or backhandedly. I mean that as a compliment. He was, he skated strong. He was looking for opportunities to find space and get that puck on net. That's a huge step forward, and I mean gargantuan step forward for Daniel Sprong. Now, as the Penguins fell behind, Sprong's ice time did diminish. as the Penguins had to shorten their bench. Derek Grant was not altogether strong for the Penguins on Tuesday night, and that was a bit of a down line. The SCH with Sheahan, Cullen, and Hornquist, they also had a little bit of their issues. Sheahan was beaten pretty handily for the Islanders' second goal, and that really, I thought, put the Penguins on their heels. One you can do something with when you're down 2-0, and you've got all of that passion coming out. 2-0 begins to put, or did put the Penguins in a hole that forced them to open and forced them to get away from a lot of the things they did so well on that road trip. Yeah, I guess I was also, another thing I want to bring up, I guess I was a little bit prescient when I wrote on Tuesday morning the little column that goaltending is a six-man operation. Well, you saw that in spades on Tuesday night. Not one of those 4 goals on 9 shots were Matt Murray's fault. But the Penguins tried to jumpstart things. They pulled Murray, they put into Smith, and promptly first shot, it was a goal. And again, just bad luck for the Penguins on goal 5. You know, Tom Kuhnhackl, of all people, gets the goal. Kuhnhackl did get a little bit of a tribute video during the second period as well. He looked a little bit surprised, and perhaps rightfully so. You don't think of fourth liners who played 5 and 7 minutes to get the tribute, but TK did win a couple of Stanley Cups with the Penguins, and they showed a lot of class tonight. Just and final in closing, the Penguins, I thought, they've been the leader of all of the Pittsburgh businesses, franchises, organizations over the past week since we were all rocked and devastated by the tragedy in Squirrel Hill at the Tree of Life Synagogue. The Penguins tonight really, I thought, brought it home for everybody. Just an astounding tribute video for the victims, and a tribute to Pittsburgh as well. There were more than a few wet eyes here in the house, and I think that the players fed off that, and certainly anybody who saw it, you walked away feeling good about the city you live in, but also mindful of what happened, and the Penguins really did strike a great balance, and they're taking the lead in helping the city heal, and they deserve full marks and credit for that. From PPG Paints Arena, I'm Dan Kingerski on Pittsburgh Sports Live.